Previously, in the dungeon of the Mad Mage. The party had finished reconnoitering the land of the Stone Men. They'd found the way forward to the Slither Swamp, but they had also discovered new information from the giantess Zorta. In general, the party did want to help the stone giants defeat whatever magic was stealing their memories. But at the same time, the party was unsure of how to go about doing that without potentially fighting said giants. They also already had an objective: get Risk home. So, rather than sending Risk back up to the Skull Takers, or keeping him around while they investigated the stone giant's curse, the party decided to instead head for the Slither Swamp. But how to get there without being caught by the stone giants? The party discussed many plans, acts of subterfuge, speed, and persuasion, all potentially valid, but all with risks. Ultimately, they decided...
Sorry.
Nice.
Sorry.
Ultimately, they decided to have Bones distract Gravelock while invisible, and then move through his area and onwards to safety. As a backup plan, Matashtai would speak into his mind while hidden and attempt to make him think spirits or ghosts were about. With a plan chosen, the party set into motion, Bones out front with Matashtai not far behind. When arriving at Gravelock's chambers, the Tabaxi proceeded, finding a cluster of tools to knock over and creating a loud ruckus. Gravelock, startled, began to investigate, and Matashtai jumped on the opportunity of the giant's back being turned to him. He spoke into Gravelock's mind, taking the guise of a prophetic spirit, and warned of a danger to Speliosa, Gravelock's mate. The stone giant was convinced of this threat and rushed away. The party burst into motion following in the giant's wake, heading for the exit. But as they arrived at the way forward, they could hear Speliosa arguing with Gravelock and growing suspicious. Right at that moment, as the party attempted to creep away, Ashes and Risk, neither exactly stealthy individuals, made just a bit too much noise. Speliosa called out to investigate, and the jig was up. Ezrah conjured a cloud of fog to cover the party's path, and they rushed away, successfully making it to the way down without being found by the giants, though they were on the hunt. Bones, however, being invisible during this exchange, decided to wait around a bit. He was especially curious about the crystal outcropping, for Mossy's sake. He and the Zorn investigated the outcropping after avoiding detection by a giant bat, and even managed to harvest some of the crystal. But the harvesting alerted Gravelock, who came to investigate, and then remained in the area. While sneaking away, Mossy detected something in the belly of the petrified basilisk, and Bones, ever inquisitive, decided to distract Gravelock while Mossy investigated further. But the Zorn breaking into the belly of the beast was incredibly loud, and Bones had to perform some swift antics in order to avoid being caught by the stone giant, and to get the goods that had fallen from the basilisk's stomach. He succeeded in daring fashion and hastened away to catch back up with the party. After some travel, the group began to notice changes in their surroundings. The tunnel became damp, the air humid, muggy, and small clusters of midges and other flying insects began to flit about them. It stank of rotten vegetation. And then, they were led out onto a ledge overlooking a large swamp illuminated by clusters of fireflies and glowing fungi. Risk stepped forward, taking in their surroundings, and breathing deeply. He had been returned home. The party had made it to the Slither Swamp. As the group made preparations to explore, Risk began to croak, questing out. His call was answered, and the party soon found themselves facing 4 other bullywug, one of whom recognized Risk and embraced him. This was Cass, one of the 4 the party had released on the 2nd level, and one of what Risk had called the New Generation. This reunion was cut short, though, as one of the other bullywug fled. Risk turned to the party and told them that they had done what had been asked, and that they were under no obligations to assist further. But the party insisted on seeing things through. They journeyed into the territory of the Black-Tongue tribe with Risk and Cass as messengers went out to the rest of the tribe. Eventually, they were brought before Ask, the leader of the New Generation. He welcomed the party as the water bringers that had freed him, and began to explain what had been happening in their absence. Shortly thereafter, Izu arrived as well, and in her company came Culp, an elder bullywug. Culp seemed to be a shaman or wise man of the Black-Tongue tribe, and he assisted Ask in answering the party's many questions. The bullywugs were in dire straits. They'd been transplanted here by Halaster just over a year ago. Half the tribe was beholden to their tyrant overlord, Yerk, the Lord of Fetid Obliteration, who had been placed in charge by Halaster. Their former guardian, a Hydra named Zetlal, now answered only to Yerk for some reason. To make matters worse, they were at war with the Sethian Scourges, immortal terrors that sought to enslave the tribe. They were also threatened by the machinations of the mages of Dwemerkor and their undead minions. Though the Black-Tongues did not ask it, it was clear that they needed help. But first, the party had already given the tribe great assistance by rescuing the members of the New Generation. And to begin with. And now, they had returned Risk, adding further hope to the tribe. Culp wanted to give the party a proper celebration as thanks. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.